welcome back to the Arlesey Town weekly interview with Nick Brown. Nick, how are we doing?
Yeah, good evening, Dean. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Obviously, we won't talk about the game today. We'll skip through that. Otherwise, I'm going to get upset. But a much better result for you boys. Yeah, so
So I'll just say on that, I'm glad that you've covered up their flag behind you for
oh yeah.
today's interview. So, but anyway, moving on.
So yeah, sorry. Obviously, you guys had a better result. So yeah, sort of talk us through yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we spent a long time analysing and working during the week. We had a team meeting on Tuesday where we went through quite a lot of what we needed to do better. We then spent a long time on the pitch on Tuesday evening. And then also on Thursday evening. And then yesterday was just asking for a response. There was quite a lot that I felt we did right last Saturday, but also a hell of a lot that we didn't do well enough. And it was just about making sure that we got back to the way we've been playing that saw us get those results from December to now, and whether it be the wins or the draws in that period, we needed to get back to playing like that. And I felt last week we didn't have that. We didn't have enough of that in our game, and it was just about getting back to that. So I asked for a response yesterday, and the boys were brilliant. Everything we did in training was on the pitch, all the way down to some of the moves for our chances. Um, and the boys took it on board and worked their socks off yesterday. The stats say that we some of the running was a lot more from a lot of the players than the normal. We got a new top speed in the group, which is also challenging each other, which is good.
Was that
And
Dan? Was
that's all
that
stuff.
Dan's celebration when the
No,
goal
no,
went
no,
in?
no. That was Tom. Tommy hit a new um, top speed of 33.68 k's per hour. Um, so yeah, so the there are a lot of positives to take from yesterday's game, and a big 3 points that we needed, but there's still a lot more to play for, and a lot more needed. So we celebrate yesterday's performance and game and result, and we move on to a tough game against a step three side Bedford on Tuesday, which is the third time that we've tried to play this game. So hopefully we get it on. And then obviously we've got another tough game in the league next week against Stopfold, who are top at the moment. So, games still coming thick and fast, but they're going to until the end of the season, a couple of months left now. And we just got to make sure we pick up as many points as we can in that period, to try and pull away from the bottom part of the table as much as we can.
Yeah, I mean, you did pick up on the point that you had a few chats this week during Tuesdays and Thursdays. How did yours and Malcolm's game plan work, or how did you feel it came across from the boys? Obviously, you said you've asked for certain things to be changed and patterns of play. Like, how well did the boys produce that onto the pitch, shall we say?
I think yesterday's performance was the best performance of our season so far. I think every part of the performance was the game plan executed. We had probably two or three extremely good opportunities before they went 1-0 up, which was a really, really poor goal to concede. But even that, we go 1-0 down, and a couple of minutes later, we're still attacking with the same determination that we showed in the opening part before their goal. And AT gets pulled down for a penalty, convert it, and 1-1 at half time flattered them yesterday. It's not often that I've been able to say that, but unfortunately we still had the same problems in the first half with putting the ball in the back of the net, and we sorted that out in the second half. But I think that everything we asked of them week in, week out was there yesterday. And I think I said it to the boys in the week last week, going 1-0 down in the way that we did, again, poor individual errors led to that goal. It really shocked us, and because it's something that we haven't done recently, we haven't made those basic defensive errors, and it knocked the game completely from where, and then we stopped playing. We stopped playing our football because before that we were playing and we had chances. We just weren't. We had a few chances. We just weren't converting them.
Yeah, and again that leads brilliantly on to the next question I had. Obviously, in the half time, sort of what was the mood like in the dressing room? Obviously, you say the scoreline flattered the draw going in at half time. What did you give the boys, like any motivation or anything? Did you tell them that you think you could see the game going your way? Obviously, the second half bringing 2 goals, Gucci and then Tom as well. Both more defensively minded, will we say?
Yes and no. I would say that. So I never say at half time I can see a game going our way, or even before a game, I'll never say that because, well, first of all, the position we're in, you can't say that, number one. But also, like we discussed so many times, I really believe that anyone can beat anyone in this league, or anyone can get a result against anyone in this league. You've seen plenty of upsets this season for various teams, including ourselves, taking points off top teams, including teams below us taking points off top teams. So I don't think there's ever a game where you can just say to players that this game will go our way. But I did say we've been playing well, and I did say we need more of the same. We just need a little bit more clinicalness in their box, a bit more cutting edge, a bit more. When that delivery comes in, can we throw ourselves at it rather than try and reach for it? Just little tweaks like that. Defensively, can we make sure we don't concede what I felt was a sloppy goal for a number of reasons? And yeah, basically just more of the same. And I felt that the opening kind of probably 25 minutes, maybe 25 minutes of the second half was end to end, both teams attacking, both teams having reasonably good attacks, but no end product. And then we got the breakthrough. It was a brilliant move, one that we've worked on. One, funnily enough, that pretty much replicates another goal that we scored recently, without going into too much detail on our tactics. And it was a cracking pass from AT and a good finish from Tom. And then to get the goal from the corner, it was like 2.5 minutes later, I think it was. It was quite quick between the 2 goals. Was a real sucker punch. And then it was just a case of managing it and managing the game out. I've also got to say, I've given the not so much publicly, but I've given the referees a hell of a lot of stick this season. And the referee yesterday was outstanding. And it's amazing what a good referee can do to a game of football. It's easy to say that when you win a game, but I'd like to think that Crawley Green would say the same thing about him, because he let the game flow when it should have. And don't get me wrong, I still felt there were fouls in there that should have been given and weren't. But what I felt he was good at was the consistency. And that's all I asked for. If you're consistently poor, then at least there's consistency. It's poor for both sides, but I don't feel that's enough this season so far. Whereas yesterday, I felt everything that he was letting go that I felt was a foul, he then let go the other way as well. So it was just that consistency, and it did let the game be played in a good spirit, and it let it flow, which was what we all want. So yeah, no, I've got to give credit to the match officials as well, and they were quite a young match official team as well yesterday. So it was a good prospect for the future, I felt.
Yeah, I mean, you picked up there, as we've said, we've had a few conversations as well before, that anyone could beat anyone in the league, obviously. What was sort of your feelings going into the game, and obviously during the game? Like, Crawley Green quite high up in the table. And what sort of boost and hope do you think it gives the boys? Obviously, two tough fixtures coming up in the next week. You've got Bedford in the Bed Senior Cup, and then obviously Stotfold top of the league again. So, yeah, where does that sort of the win put you guys, or feel that the morale has given you?
Look, I think in answer to your first comment about beating a team higher up in the table, there's a lot of teams higher up in the table, and we've got ourselves in this situation, and we're going to need to beat a number of teams that are higher than us in the league. So, it was a very good result. It was obviously on a 3G surface, which is a very good surface to play on as well. That helps. You train a lot on, or we trained on grass and 3G this week, but when we have games on Tuesdays, we only train on 3G. So then you're playing on grass every week. It does make a difference in terms of that as well. But playing on 3G helped yesterday. And look, it's a good confidence boost for the boys. And but football's a funny game, so we've got to prepare well for Tuesday. It's against the step three side who are struggling at the moment, and it's almost a bit of a free hit for us. The focus is obviously the league, and then we've got to prepare well for Stotfold on Saturday, where we aim to try and pick up some more points, and that's what we've got to keep doing. So it was a great win yesterday. I'm sure the boys celebrated last night. I didn't. I started planning for Tuesday. But yeah, it's just a case of moving on to the next game, and that's what we have to do. We have to take each game one at a time, and once it's over, win, draw or lose, almost not forget about it, but because you've got to use that confidence, but you've got to park it to one side and go for the next game, because a lot of people probably expected us to beat London Colney last week, and we didn't. And then a lot of people probably expected us to lose yesterday to Crawley Green, and we didn't. So anything can happen in the next few games, and we've just got to make sure we do the right things and prepare well, and make sure that we're ready for what's to come.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's interesting times, obviously exciting, with the way that it can twist and turn. Again, as you say, the season and the positions are definitely not going to stay the same. And fingers crossed we can pull ourselves out of the bottom bit there and the sort of dogfight down there. But no, thank you for your time.
I think there's plenty more twists and turns to come this season. There's a lot of games left, and it's tight. It's very tight down there, and our goal difference is good, which is a good part of that. But it's very tight, and we've just got to keep doing the right things to pull as many teams as we can into that area as well.
No, definitely, I agree. You say goal difference is going well. Maybe not scoring as many, but we're also not conceding as many as we have done. I think losing by the odd goal or draws, you know what I mean? It's definitely a good position to be in. And yeah, definitely the tactics you can see it are coming through. And yeah, getting there. It's the journey.
Exactly. It's a project and a long-term one. So we'll move on to Tuesday's game and prepare well for that, like I said.
Well, thank you, mate. I'm going to let you get off and have a little conversation with Malcolm, as I know you do most Sundays.
Yeah, probably got another couple of hours reviewing the game from yesterday now. So thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, mate. Good luck on Tuesday, and
Cheers,
also good luck on Saturday. Sorry.